people lose contact, man. That's
I
the
know.
bad thing about it.
Yes. Hate that.
So here we go. It's about her.
I know.
You know what I mean?
I'm
I'm so excited because when I met her,
Yeah.
I was happy. This is because of her energy, though. Like, oh, okay.
But see, his mom was like my little, I wouldn't let nobody bother her. I would take up for her.
How much older were you than her?
I was older than her. I'm
Oh,
70. I'm in my 70s. And
Well, she's
she's
like
only-
71.
Well, I'll be 77 in
So you
March.
like Uncle Tommy and Uncle Eugene's age.
Right, but see,
Her giant brothers.
yeah, I was more with Tommy.
Okay, you was with Tommy.
Yeah, me and him was like this.
Well, you know he passed away in February.
Yeah, I was hurt.
Yeah, man. Uncle Tommy was a mess.
When
boy.
he would come-
We know, look, Uncle Tommy.
Oh, he was
Hey,
something.
oh my God.
When he would come to town, he would look me up. Me
Oh,
and
yeah.
Ruth Ann Williams.
Yep. Ain't Ruth Ann. We
And
call her Ain't Ruth Ann.
yeah, and we would hang.
Yeah.
Tommy would come over to the house talking about, yeah, I remember your spaz behind. I used to have to
Hey, Uncle
take care
Tommy
of
was
you.
too much.
That was my man.
Yeah. I miss him, man. He
I
drove
miss
us
him
nuts.
too.
Yeah.
He
Yeah,
drove
but
us
that
nuts.
was our.
And I'm talking to Eugene all the time.
Do you now
Yeah.
see Hans? We called him Hans.
Who?
Hans.
I don't know nothing
Because
about that.
he
Big
played
Hand.
basketball.
Yeah.
And he was
Well,
one
so
of
did Charlie.
yeah, but Hans and Charlie was the best on the team.
Yeah,
Charlie
yeah.
was the captain.
I
Hans,
thought they all was the best.
Yeah.
Me.
he
Yeah,
had his
West.
hands was so big that I nicknamed him Hans.
Oh yeah.
He could take that ball and just hold it,
Yeah, like that.
just with his hand.
Yeah. I didn't get that height, you know.
No.
No, man.
Now you short like your dad.
Yeah, I'm short. you
Yeah,
know.
she short like me.
Yeah, my
Yeah, no, your dad about
He
5'9",
was five. No,
5'10".
no, he was only 5'8".
That's all.
That's
He
all.
wasn't tall.
I'll tell you what, I got pictures of your Uncle Lester Duncan.
Oh, he's tall.
Oh, he was
Well, no,
taller.
That's about 5'11", wasn't he?
Yeah, he was about. No, Charlie. Yeah, Les was tall. Yeah,
I had a tape. I'm sorry. I got a tape that I can't find it because I think one of my brothers took it, but there's a video of them playing a state game.
Oh, down in
You want me
Kentucky.
to get that for you?
Oh,
Ooh,
yeah.
yes, I
I
love
gotta call
that.
I don't think one of my brothers took it,
Yeah.
but it's a disc of their state game.
Oh,
Yes,
Yeah,
I remember
man.
that.
Oh man,
I remember
they so
that.
slim. And,
Yeah, they were.
But I'm gonna wait till I send you what I got on you.
All right.
Yeah, I can't wait,
wait.
boy, cause you look just like him. I swear it was like him on that trophy.
Put a hat on her, you swear, you would swear it was her dad.
Yeah, you look just like him.
No, thank you.
Okay, let's get busy. All right.
Oh,
I
can
can see.
leave
I
my
can talk to y'all all
glasses?
day.
I leave my glasses
Do
on.
whatever
so
you
can
want.
see.
Look.
Yeah, because I
whatever you
can't
want.
see.
Hold on. I'm gonna remind you. It's about you.
It's about me.
Okay.
Okay.
We ready? All right. So let's go. What's your name?
Hi, my name is Sandra Pate Hall.
All right. And where are you from?
I'm from here, from Newport, Kentucky,
All right. When was you born?
1943.
Okay. Now, why did your family settle here in Newport, Kentucky?
Well, see, it goes like this. My grandfather, he had to leave Georgia because back then he was making liquor. I don't know what they called it, but he had to leave. Bootlegging. So he had to leave, so he came up to Kentucky. And then the family followed him after that. They all came up here. That's what I heard when I was a little girl. So that's why we got here.
Okay. What was your mother and father's names, if you don't mind me asking?
My mother's name was Sarah Harper, and she married my father, which his name is James Hall. And they met through my aunt, Virginia Harper, because she knew my dad. And that's how my mother met my father.
Now, are your parents both from Newport?
No, my mother is from Athens, Georgia, and my dad's from, he's from up in, where is he from? Where is it? I forgot what's the name. Indiana. He's from Indiana.
Okay. So you lived in Newport. What neighborhoods or street, give me the street names, any friends that you had, or anything you can recall about your childhood living in Newport early on?
Okay, I lived on Saratoga Street at 622 Saratoga. They tore it down now. That house is gone. And my friends were, I remember the Shears. She lived right next door. And then I had Joanne and D.C. Jackson. Let me see, who else lived up there? Well, I had a little friend, little girl. We used to call her White Barbara, because there was only 3 white people on our street. And she was my best friend, little White Barbara. And her mother, that's where I learned how to eat tomato sandwiches. Yeah, I never knew of them, but she was my best friend. And then her sisters and brothers, Dickie and Billy, were her sister and brother. And they were really, really, really nice people. I mean, they were there was 3 white people that lived on that street, because it was all black. And that was the only 3. And then I had, there was James Cotty and his brother. And then there was Pat and Sue Spears. Which
If I'm not mistaken, James Cotty's nickname was
Fella.
Fella.
We called him Fella. Little fella. And his mother and father, they were all, well, really, we were all kin to each other on that street and didn't know it.
Why do you think that was?
Because back then, little people couldn't listen to grown people, okay? Little people had to leave the room. We didn't find all this out until we got to be teenagers, okay?
So why do you think in that neighborhood, why do you think there was only 3 whites where you lived at in that part of the neighborhood?
You know, I never thought about it. I never wondered about it, because they acted just like we did. I mean, we didn't fight. We didn't call each other names. They called you your name. You went to their house. You enjoyed them on Christmas. It was just beautiful. Everybody mixed together. And Miss Helen was her name. Barbara's mother's name was Miss Helen. And if I got out of line, Miss Helen was allowed to whoop me.
Do you recall her last name?
You know what? I can't think of it right now. I wish I could, but I can't.
Okay.
I just know her name. We called her Miss Helen.
So, how old were you when you started your educational experience? And where did you go first for education?
My first education? You mean like this school here? I started here in the 1st grade. And that was in 1949. I didn't leave this school until 1955. So this was
how old
my
were you
first
when you
education.
started?
6. I was 6 years old. And I wasn't scared until I had to go to the bathroom.
Why was that? I'm just going to ask.
That bathroom was a dungeon.
Was this floor?
This is downstairs. It was downstairs. You had to go downstairs to the bathroom.
I
Now-
can testify to that. I went
Now right now, we're on the 1st floor of the building.
It was on the
In
basement.
the basement, okay.
And the basement.
All right.
You can get to it 2 ways. If we were outside playing, you can go down. It was like you could go down some steps and it was right there. I didn't even want to go there. It was scary.
Yeah.
It really was.
All
And
right.
for a 6-year-old, my goodness.
So can you recall any teachers' names while you were here?
Yes, I loved the teachers. All but one. I loved Miss Patton. That was my 1st, 2nd grade teacher. I loved Miss Bond, which we're in her room right now. I loved her. She was my 3rd and 4th grade teacher. Now, Miss Bruce, she was very strict. Very strict. Well, that was my 5th and 6th grade teacher. And I couldn't do my timetables. I was kind of slow at doing my timetables. And Miss Bond, she had a ruler. And she would come around and ask me what was my timetables. And I would say, like kids. And I had my friend Sarah Burton, not Sarah, Harriet Burton, and Sandra Bell. Those were the two smartest kids in this whole building. And they would help me. And then she would take that ruler, and when she came back, if I didn't know it, she would hit my hands. And I was just petrified, because I think that's why it took me so long to learn my timetables, because I was scared. You can scare a child to death. And Miss Bruce, she used to scare me. But I finally made it out of her room, thank God. I went there from the 5th and the 6th grade, because that's when we got integrated.
So that was a very, very intimidating experience?
Yes, it was. Yeah. Yes, ma'am. Yes, sir. Whew.
So can you recall any friends that you had? I know you mentioned a couple people, but can you recall any other friends that you had while here at this school?
Yeah. My little friend Patty Lane. I had Melvin Johnson, I had Charles Pade, I had Ruth Ann Williams, I had Allie T. Moss, I had Sandra Bell, I had, did I say Harriet Burton. We were all in the 1st grade together. And
so what would you say a typical number of students that you had in your class, in your specific grade level? How many students were there?
I think it was more about, I'd say about 12 of us. Yeah, it had to be about 12 of us.
Why do you think the number was so small in compared to the classes sizes of today where there's like 20 to 30 kids? Why was your class size so small?
Well, number one is because back then half the kids didn't even go to school. And I was one of the fortunate that I could go to school. Because some of the black kids, they would come, but then they wouldn't come back. And nobody made them come back. Nobody pushed them to go to school.
What climate do you think caused it for them not to have to come to school or even had a choice not to come?
I don't know. I really don't. Because I liked school. And if I missed school, I didn't even want to miss school when I was sick. But I couldn't tell you why these kids didn't come to school. I just knew that when we got out of school, they would be at home.
Do you have any idea of just a number that if you can just guess, a number of students that would have been in your class, your grade level, if all of them would have came?
Ooh, yeah, I'm going to put a guess there. It would have been about 20 of us. Had to be 20 of us, yes.
So let me ask you this. What was a typical day like here during your school day?
Our typical day was pretty good because we didn't know no better. This was school. We never knew another school. So we couldn't wait to get to school to see our friends. And we loved Miss Patton. So Miss Patton was like our mother, our teacher, our friend. She taught us well. Yeah, I love my school.
So what types of things did you learn and what type of games did you play while you were here?
I was just telling my daughter, I remember reading, I don't even know how we learned how to read. We used to read Sally and Jane and Dick and Spot, and we used to read like Spot, run, jump, Jane, jump, Dick, run. And I mean, it was fun, but to think about it now, them books were crazy. I mean, those books were, man.
So what was crazy about the book?
Those books was crazy because I laugh now when I'll be like, I'll tell my grandkids, I'll be like, when I read their books, and I say, well, my book said, run, Spot, run. Jump, James, jump. And I'm like, Dick, can you see Sally? Or Dick, run, Dick. And I'm like, what was the concept of that? What was it? But we learned how to read.
So what other types of things did you learn?
Well, I learned how to write my name. I learned how to spell my mother and father's name. What else did we do? We did a lot of little projects. Like, it wasn't Play-Doh. We didn't have Play-Doh. I don't know what Miss Patton had, but we would have tea parties, okay? She would teach us how to be little ladies, I don't know the stuff she used, but I remember it, and it really helped me through my life. The little tea parties she used to give us. And then she used to always tell us how to sit. She taught us things like manners.
So how do you think that helped you through your life?
That helped me through my life because back then, when I was coming up, it was rough. I could have been anything I wanted to be back then. Like I said, my parents was good parents, but my father, he used to be down in the west end of we lived in the east. He went to the west, and that's when they had them clubs. It was open. I mean, wide open. My grandfather, Jess Hall, my uncle, Clarence Hall, my daddy, James Hall. They all were in the clubs. And we, as kids, I had a brother named Jesse. Me and him was just some kids that didn't know what color we was. We didn't see color. We just saw people. We didn't see color. And today I still don't see color.
And why do you think that was? What do you think that was about?
It was about, I had a friend, like I said, my little friend. She was white. I had little black friends. But it was about, I just didn't know the color.
So it came from your child, directly from your childhood?
It came directly from my childhood.
So let me ask you this, going back to the school, what type of games do you remember playing, and what type of fun things did you do at the school?
Well, we played a lot of jacks. We played jacks.
What's that?
It's a ball with little jacks, and the girls would play jacks, and you throw up the ball and you pick up a jack. We played pick up sticks.
So what did the boys do?
Oh, the boys, they was rough riders. They would be in the back of the school, back in the back here.
So the girls and boys played separate?
Oh, yeah. Back then, like I said, we couldn't play with the boys.
Why?
Wasn't allowed. You was not allowed to play with the boys. The boys had their play, we had ours. They would play back here in the back, we played out here in the front.
My guess is because you girls were more sophisticated than the boys.
Well, not really. It was just the way that this Mr. Harris, our principal, he was from Canada, so he just didn't want the girls mixing with the boys. Just simple as that. We just could not. And I'm glad, because them boys was rough. And I was a little bitty thing back then, and they were really, really rough.
Okay, so you went here. Did you notice anything about the school that was directly across the street? I grew up knowing it as 4th Street Elementary School, but apparently it was still an elementary when you went here. Did you notice anything about that school?
No. I never noticed that school. Not one time did I notice that was a school. When I left this school and I walked home, I didn't see anything. Just me, the kids, we walked, well, it was the railroad tracks. Well, we had to walk not across the street. We had to stay over on the same side of the street till we got down to 7th and Saratoga, 6th and Saratoga.
So there was nothing that stood out about that school to you?
Nothing.
Okay.
Not a thing.
Okay. So let me ask you this. After leaving this school, what happened after you left the 6th grade from here?
Oh my goodness. That's when all the trouble started. That's when I began to know what color I was and how people hated each other. Okay, when I left this school, we went over to 4th Street. I left this school when I was in the 6th grade. We went to 4th Street when I was going into the 7th grade.
Was that due to integration?
Integration. That was due to the integration time. And we didn't want to leave this school. We wanted to go to Covington Lincoln Grant because I wanted to be a majorette or a cheerleader. Well, we didn't get to go. When I left here, we went over to 4th Street. Well, them teachers over there, they didn't see us. They didn't see us. We would be right in their face. They didn't see us. They didn't recognize us. They didn't teach us anything. If you didn't get it, you didn't get it.
Now, why do you think they didn't recognize you or teach you anything?
Because there was integration and they didn't want us at that school. They did not want us there. Although I didn't even know what integration was. So to me, it was like we were just some lost kids. It was only two out of all of us that left. No, 3. It was 3 of us that failed in the 7th grade over there. We were so far behind. Harriet Burton, Sandra Bell, and Melvin Johnson. Those were the 3 smart kids. And they left and went on to the 8th grade. Well, we was in the same school, but we didn't get to go to the 8th grade. We had to stay in the 7th grade.
Why do you think you guys were so far behind?
We didn't have the books. We didn't have the... Well, you know what? I'm going to put it to you like this. I don't think we were behind. They just didn't teach us. I feel we had good teachers. We had excellent teachers. And I feel that they didn't want us there, so they didn't teach us anything. And like I said, if you was already slow and trying to catch up with what they were doing, well, you was bound to fail.
So you're saying you had good teachers here at the Southgate school?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, we had good teachers. Our books was a little behind theirs, but Mr. Harris, our principal, he always made sure that we was kind of up and up. For some reason, I never knew, but I do now.
So more directly speaking, were there any racial relationships, negative or positive, or hardships or troubles? For example, you mentioned you had a friend that you played with in the neighborhood that's white. Did you meet up with her at that new school during integration?
No, she didn't go to that school. They went to a Catholic school. She did not go to that school. Her mother would not send her to that school. They went to a Catholic school. And you talking about race. Races, oh my goodness. Yes. There was a lot of race. But me personally, I could have cared one way or the other. I was always into me and into what I wanted to do. That was me, and I'm still the same way. You know, I mean, I don't racism to me is sad. Because if I like you, I don't care what you are. And that's the way I am.
So, other than that, can you directly remember any hardships or troubles that you had right at integration?
Oh, yeah. I remember a lot of kids calling us names, you know, and some of the kids would cry. But they used to fight. We used to get suspelled. Well, they did. I didn't. I never got suspelled because I didn't fight or care what they called me. I knew what I was. But it was pitiful. It was really sad because we didn't know no other school but this one. When we got over there, they had a lunchroom, and we could not eat in that lunchroom. Still. We had to leave the school and go across the street to Miss Stevenson's store. That was her name. She owned a little store where we would buy our bologna and our cheese for 5 cents, 3 cents, and then we'd go up to Kelly's and get our little donuts, and we'd wrap our cheese and our bologna around it. That was our lunch, and our milk. You know, Miss Stevenson had milk, so we would get it, and we'd sit out on the curb and eat our lunch. And then we'd go back into school.
Were these supervised lunch by any teachers or any other adults?
Nope. Nope, because it was just across the street from the school. We walk out the school, we go across the street, and right there on that corner, that's where we ate when we was little kids, going from Southgate. So we did the same thing at 4th Street. We was not allowed to eat with the white kids at the lunch.
So how far up in grade did 4th Street go to? And what school did you attend after that?
I went from, when I left 4th Street, I went to Newport High School. I didn't like that school either. That school I didn't like.
Where was the school located?
It was up on, oh Lord, I forgot the name of it.
8th and Columbia?
I think that's 8th and Columbia, yes, thank you. 8th and Columbia, that's where I went. We went to Newport.
So what experiences did you have at that school? Being a little older, was things pretty much the same, or did things start to change?
It was the same. It was the same. They didn't want us there either. I couldn't be, only thing I could do at that school was pep rally.
Pep rallies?
Pep rallies. We could be in the pep thing. We couldn't join. We tried, me, Harriet, and all of us tried for cheerleader. No, we couldn't be cheerleaders. We couldn't be majorettes. We couldn't do nothing. Only thing we could do now, I did win the ping pong championship. Me and my friend, my cousin T.T. Moss. Me and her won that. But we could not take showers. Gym time, Miss Bethietta, oh, no. You could not go into the shower with the white kids. So we couldn't take showers. We had to stay stinky till we got home, because we weren't allowed to go into the showers.
So the boys were allowed to join basketball teams, football teams, etc. But the females that were African American or black weren't allowed to participate in anything like that?
We weren't allowed to participate in anything. Now, I was the runner-up for the queen, basketball queen, because my friend that I was dating then, Charles Pate, was the captain of the basketball team, and there was only one white boy on that team, and his name was Cliff Robertson. Loved him. But anyway, Sharon Hickey, she was a white girl, okay? She was running. It was myself, Sharon Hickey, and Sarah Burton. Two black and one white. There's no way I shouldn't have won, okay? My boyfriend was the captain of the basketball team. I should have won because everybody voted for me, but Mr. Mavis, which was very, very, very prejudiced, that failed all my friends, history teacher, Mr. Mavis, he rigged it up. So Sharon Hickey won. And we don't know how, but she won, because that's how they did it, you know. I didn't feel bad, though, because I knew I was the winner. See, I knew I was the winner. Just because I didn't win, I knew I was the winner, because my boyfriend was the captain of the basketball team. I was a mess. I know I was. But I don't know, me and Sarah, we had fun. I mean, so she won, big deal. They liked her over here, but the other kids liked us over here.
that was your junior high years or high school years?
That was my my high school.
Yeah.
That's my high school year.
So directly after high school, what did you end up doing?
Oh my goodness, when I graduated from high school, I modeled.
What years? Give me the years. Any
Okay,
dates you can remember?
1962, I had her. No, 66, I had her. I got married in 65. And I got pregnant, I had her. I married Charles Pate.
The captain.
The captain of the basketball team.
Now, wasn't that a special team that he was on too?
Oh yeah, they had a good team. That was a good team. Mr. Ornson, he had a very good team. All black, one white. And that white boy could play just as good as the black boys. Yeah,
And then they go state that year?
They went to state.
In 1962?
Yes, in 1962, that's when we graduated from high school. They went down. Yeah, they did. It was nice. It was really nice.
So directly after high school, what did you do
Directly after high school, I worked at St. Elizabeth Hospital for a while as a PRN, and I wanted to be a nurse. Okay, I was very good at it, but that wasn't what I wanted to do. So I modeled for Shillitoes and Pogues, and I was a little model. Then after I did that, I just got married. All my friends were married. I was the old maid, and I was older than all of them. So I said, shoot, I gotta get married. I'm getting too old not to,
And so you were still with your high school sweetheart, Mr. Charles Pate?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So we decided to get married. So we got married in 65. Had a beautiful wedding. And then I got pregnant and had my first daughter, Angela. And I didn't have any more for 5 years, so I did nothing but work, in hospitals and kept house. And I crocheted a lot. I made a lot of Afghans and things like that. But I had a nice life. Yeah. My life when I first got married was very good. I had a home. We bought our home. I had my daughter. Had nice cars. He worked, I worked. Hey, what could you ask for? We was like, we wasn't poor, we wasn't rich, was in between.
Middle class.
Middle class, that's right.
How many children did you end up having?
3.
Out of that marriage with Mr.
Out of
Charles?
that marriage, I had 3. I had 2 girls and a boy. And they all 5 years apart.
Now, did you live in Newport? Did your kids grow up in
No.
Newport too, like you did?
No, they grew up in Cincinnati.
Okay.
And I sent my child to the best schools I could find, because I didn't want her to go to a school like I did.
So what made you move to Cincinnati?
Well, Newport was not, it wasn't where I wanted to stay. I didn't care for Newport after I got a certain age. I was ready to get out of there, because it was just too open for me, and I didn't want to raise my kids over there. So I moved to Cincinnati to give them a better life. And I did. My daughter, Angela, I sent her to the best schools. And when she was a teenager, I sent her to, what was the name of the school? Purcell Marion. Well, it used to be Purcell, but they put together. I was going to send her to Marion, because Marion was for all girls, like I did, and all boys was Purcell. So when they did it together, she went to Purcell Marion.
So what area of Cincinnati did you end up moving in from Newport?
Silverton. Kennedy Heights area.
Okay.
Yeah. Yes.
So career-wise, when did you retire, or what did you end up doing, during your career?
Okay.
You mentioned a little bit of it, but
well, during my career, I worked at the hospitals, like I said. Then I left the hospitals and I went to a factory. I worked for U.S. Playing Cards. Loved it. Then when I left U.S. Playing Cards, I went to Cyber, Flourishing, and worked there. It was medical supplies we made. That's where I hurt myself. I fell, and I hurt my back, and I had to stay off from work. I couldn't go back. I missed out. So that's when everything started tumbling, because my husband and I weren't together. No, we wasn't together, and I had to get out and get a job, to help take care of my 3 kids, because I had the baby then. I had my son, and it was rough. It was really rough, but I managed to, like I said, I loved me, and I loved my kids, and I managed to move on. And that's what I did. I sent them all to the best schools, and they all came out beautiful. I have no complaints.
So what are your major accomplishments that you can recall that you would say are major accomplishments for you? Because I know it sounds like you love your children,
Yes.
You love your family, but are there any major accomplishments other than having your wonderful children that you would say are major to you?
Those are the only ones. That's it. My children. My children were my life. Yes, they were my life. Yes, they were, and they still are.
All right, so bringing it on back. All right.
Yeah.
What do you remember most about your experience here at the Southgate School?
My most experience here was Mr. Harris. I loved Mr. Harris. He was the most kind, loving. I could go to him with anything, and he would explain stuff to me. He wouldn't holler at me. He wouldn't put me down. He was a loving principal. And that was my most beautiful experience here at Southgate Street School.
So what was your least favorite experience here at Southgate School?
My least favorite experience was Miss Bruce. That was my 5th and 6th grade teacher. That lady made me have low self-esteem. I was scared all the time when I would go in her room. I would shake, because I always thought I was dumb, okay? I had the feeling that she didn't like me. And I thought I was just dumb, and she didn't like me because I was dumb. That was the worst experience a child could ever have. And I carried that for a long time.
Do you think any other fellow students felt the same way about this particular teacher that you did?
I don't know. I really don't. I don't know. I just know I remember she hit me in my back. I can't remember that. She hit me in my back so hard because I couldn't repeat or relate to something she was talking about. And I had to go home. And I told my aunt. Well, my aunt came back to the school the next day and told her, don't ever hit me in my back again. And I remember that. But she was just mean. To me, she was mean. I couldn't learn nothing from her. So I had to, like I said, I had 2 friends that taught me, and that was Sandra Bell and Harriet Burton. They the ones that taught me. That's how I got out of her class. They used to help me.
So I know you said you come from, my understanding is you come from a big family here in Newport, the Halls, and then your husband's family, the Page.
Yeah.
Just tell me a little bit about your family.
Whew, them Halls. Them Halls, I didn't know they were kin to me until I was about, let's say I had to be 10 or 12. I used to call my grandfather Uncle Jess, because all the kids called him Uncle Jess. So my cousin T.T. Moss, she told me, that ain't your uncle, that's your grandfather. And her mother hit her and told her, that ain't for you to tell her that. So I went home and I asked my oldest brother, Tyrone, who was that little old man, the dirty-faced man that used to be down there, always kids give him quarters and stuff, and call him Uncle Jess. So my brother Tyrone told me, that is not your uncle, that is your grandfather. Well, I was just down, oh, I was like, oh no, this man can't be my grandfather. Come to find out, yep, that was my grandfather. So I went up and asked him one day, I said, are you my grandfather? And I didn't know his sister lived, he lived upstairs, sister lived downstairs. And I used to see this lady living in the alley, and I used to see her all the time. And she'd be sitting out, and she was a big, heavy-set lady with freckles all over her face with red hair. So I would ask her, I said, is that man my grandfather? And she said, yeah, and I'm your aunt. My name is Aunt Naomi. And I was like, well, why I ain't never met you people? We live right here. She said, you have to ask your daddy that. See, when you was a kid, back then, you didn't ask questions. Because if you did, you got a whipping, okay? So you kept your mouth shut. And then when it came time for you to ask that question, you went to that person. You didn't go out in the street and ask people. And that's what I did. I went and asked Aunt Naomi. I didn't ask my grandfather. I asked his sister. I didn't know she was his sister. I thought she was just a lady that sat there and talked to everybody going on. But that was my aunt too.
So would you say the neighborhood you was growing up in was community oriented? Because I say community is where you have common unity with people. That's community. So would you say your neighborhood had a lot of common unity with the community?
Yes, they did. They did because they could whip my behind and then go home and I got another whipping, okay? And the community was that close. Everybody knew everybody's child. And you didn't get out of hand. You just didn't, it just was not allowed. Like, I wish that we could go back, not all the way back, but to the time that I grew up with the love. We didn't have anything, but we had love. We didn't call each other names. You know, we loved each other. These kids don't love each other. They don't know what it is. They don't know how to sit at a table with a family, at the whole family sit at the table and talk. It's sad. It's so sad to see how the kids are growing up now. Because I would give anything for them to go back to my time. They say, well, that's old school. Yes, but old school is the best school. Because this way y'all growing up is terrible. It's just terrible.
What do you think changed?
What, changed what?
Changed that atmosphere as far as being community oriented?
It changed because kids are having kids. I mean, well, they did get pregnant, but you didn't know they got pregnant because they got sent away. And when they came back, you didn't see no baby, okay? But what I'm saying is, kids are having kids. They're on that dope. They don't have respect for elders. They just living a horrible life. So it has really changed. They need to get back to the old days. And really and truly do, because they would learn manners. They would know how to treat their elders. They would even know how to talk to their parents. Because these kids don't know. I feel sorry for them. They lost. They don't know anything.
So, what are you doing nowadays with yourself?
Well, now, I got a little older, but I'm not gone yet. And I'm still hanging in here, and I'm still me. And my kids will tell you that. I still think I can whoop the world. I mean, I don't let nothing slide. And I think I've changed somewhat because I'm not as forceful and hard on the kids as I used to be. And I'm into church more now because I did take them to church and Sunday school and everything, but you know how you get away from church, but now I'm back. And and I try to push it off on them sometimes, and they be like, okay. Yeah.
So I just got a few more questions. So
Go ahead, I'm enjoying it.
So I am too, just so you know.
Yeah.
One of the most enjoying interviews I've ever done. So let me ask you this. So how does it feel returning to this school?
Beautiful. I feel so relieved that I am honored, really, truly honored, to say I went to Southgate Street School. I really am. This is something I tell my kids, y'all just don't know. This is it right here. This is what brought me and made me the person I am today.
So let me ask you, are you still in contact with any former teachers or students that went to the school that you can remember?
I'm in contact with Patty Lane. Now, most of my friends are dead now because my best friend Ruth Ann Williams, she just passed about 2 years ago now. That was my buddy.
My Aunt Ruth Ann.
Your Aunt Ruth Ann.
That's what I
And who else do I see a lot now? Rudy Johnson, Melvin, Larry Miles, Bunny. I see most of them when I go. I don't go to the balls anymore like I used to. That's where I used to see them all. But by me being older and I can't get around as much as I used to, I don't get to see them that much. But when I do see them, boy, we have a ball. When I do run into them, because I didn't get to go to the, I think it's your mother that gives the, or is it Sylvia Covington? One of them.
Sylvia Covington.
They give that black colored people.
I went.
Did you go?
Yeah, I go.
I only went one time when they first started it, me and Ruth Ann.
At the high school?
Mm-hmm. I went, and I haven't gotten back over there yet to meet, but Sonny Lightfoot and Leslie Berry.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, those are all my buddies. Yeah, I love Marilyn Stifle. Yeah. Oh, that's all my friends. Yeah, but I don't get to see them like I used to because Mary Alice and Catherine, her cousin Jenny Catherine, we used to always go out dancing. Now I love dancing. And I can't dance like I used to no more because I'm on oxygen and you know. But I still dance in my chair.
Now, I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna hate for this interview to end.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to get as much as you out of you as I can because you're such a delight. You know. And I'm so glad I got to interview you. When I met you out here that day, I couldn't wait, so I called you right away. Because I had a couple other people in front of you, and I jumped. Because I had to. But anyway.
I love it.
Yeah, so let me ask you this one question. How would you like to be remembered?
Okay. I would love to be remembered. My legacy would be Sandra Hall, the girl that gave. Always was there when you needed her. And loved people. I love people. That's the way I want to be remembered.
Thank you so much, Miss Hall.
Thank you.
Miss Hall Pate or Miss Pate
right.
Hall.
Either
Gotta
one.
get it right.
Either way.
Thank you so much. In closing, is there anything else you'd like to say?
Yes, I wish my brother Jesse could get interviewed. If you ever could interview him, he would tear the school down. He knows dates, teachers, how old, everything. I call him my professor. And I wish he could come and interview, but he lives in Maryland, so. And his wife is sick. Do you know Diane Storrs?
No, I don't.
Oh, well, he married one of the Storrs girls, and she's not well. So he gives me a lot of what to do about this school. He's the one that got the dates together, you know. And I'm going to let him know.
Maybe we can get somebody to interview him and send it to us so that we can have it.
Yeah, I'll tell him.
Because, I mean, that's another way we could do it.
Okay, I'll let him know.
Unfortunately, he wouldn't physically be able to be here at the school, but
Okay.
he wouldn't be the only one.
Okay, he's a minister now, so I'll let him know that. And when I go home, I'm definitely calling him because he definitely told me to call him today.
Because I know I talked to Miss Tessa
yeah,
Hall,
yes,
and she told me her grandmother is 97.
Yes.
So I think she'd be the oldest living person of the school, because I thought it was Roosevelt King, but apparently I'm wrong.
No, you are
Because
wrong.
Roosevelt King is 93.
Yeah,
but
and
then,
she's 97.
And then Thomas Crawford is 92.
That's right.
But see, he's somebody that did already have an interview, and I got to collect it from him,
Okay.
and he didn't do it at the school either.
Okay.
But he's done it, and I didn't do it with him. So,
okay.
yeah.
Well, I'm gonna tell Jesse, and he'll probably do it. Yeah, he'll do it.
As long as we can collect the information.
Yeah.
And you
'Cause
know,
see, that was my running buddy back in the day. Me and him didn't know what color we was.
yeah.
We go up on Mama Street, you know, Dixie Chili.
Uh-huh.
We sit in Dixie Chili. They come around and say, now you know you hall kids ain't supposed to be in here. And we just look at them and say, well, we want something to eat. So they'll say, well, okay, we're going to give you your food, but you know you got to leave.
Well, I want to tell you, thank you for opening up the doors for me, because I used to love eating the Dixie chili.
I know you did. I know. Yeah, we all love Dixie. We all love it. But we finally got it together. Yeah, we got it together.
Keep that camera on. You got to get out of your seat. Give me a hug. Thank you so much.
Okay.
I really appreciate it.
I appreciate it too, and thank you for asking.
No, you did. You're so much fun. I don't think she even knows how much fun she is.
Turn it off.
And
Walk around, and if you have any memories, if it brings back any memories from here,
yes, it brings back a lot of memories. It's like I was a little girl coming in here, sitting at those desks, and looking at Miss Patton, giving us our lessons. And these are the books, some of the books. Look at the books, Uncle Tom's Cabin. I just bought Uncle Tom's Cabin. Yes, this is beautiful. Ooh-wee. Yes, is this one of the original desks?
I think so.
Is it?
Do you recognize any of those kids?
Oh, no. They before me.
Oh, okay.
Those kids, I don't see. I was looking for us, my age. Yeah, I don't see any of
How
us.
about that picture there?
No, that's before me. They would be around my mother's age.
Okay. And you said your mom went here.
Yeah, my mom was
And what was her name?
Sarah Harper.
Sarah Harper, that's right. You told me.
Sarah Harper.
Now, are those your desks?
They're in my desk.
The bigger ones?
Yeah. These are little desks. This is the kind we sat at when I was in here.
This one? This is pretty old.
I know. That's the kind we sat at. These are newer. These are inkwells.
Yes.
This one I remember this one. Because two people could sit in this one. Yeah, this was Bond. She had these. And Miss Patton. These are the two right here I remember. Because we used to sit, two of us used to sit in the seat together. But these, I probably do, but I remember that one. Because I remember that work that on it. These. It's a nice school. I really like this school, because it's the only school I knew. I didn't know nothing about no other school, you know?